1 minute. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Mustafa Hocam.
Aleykümselam.
Alhamdulillah, this is our fourth session on the 33rd word. We talked about the oneness and existence of Allah and how He's close to us in the previous weeks. Today we are continuing from the second window. Today we will talk about ahadiyya, uniqueness, divine unicity of Allah, and how He is close to each human being, to each of us, inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The second window, at any given moment of time, the possible directions that a thing may take and the possible characteristics it may eventually assume are more numerous than what one could imagine. But just as the thing in question is hovering between hesitation and bewilderment, as it were, wondering what its fate will be, it is suddenly transported towards what will later turn out to be the wisest and most appropriate outcome possible, and where a form and a set of characteristics will be conferred on it that are totally and utterly unique. Let us apply this principle to the facial characteristics of human beings. Every single human being on earth has a face that is totally unique, enabling him or her to be differentiated from all of his or her other fellow humans. The uniqueness of each human individual shows clearly that every human being carries on his or her face a brilliant seal of divine unicity, ahadiyya, or uniqueness. And just as each human face testifies to the existence of an all-wise maker, the seal that lies upon the totality of human faces demonstrates to the mind's eye that all things are a seal of the divine. To those who deny the existence of God, I ask this: if these seals and stamps of uniqueness do not belong to God Almighty, whom we know as Samad, then to which artist or which workshop do they belong? This is a short window, and today we have 3 short windows. I don't know how many windows we can open today. Colin Hocam, we can start with you, inshallah.
Maybe Mustafa would like to start.
I was afraid to hear this.
Please go ahead.
So I was reading this passage before the session started. So it seems like Ustad points to seemingly a process here that a thing is going through. And this is actually a little bit interpreted here and made into a paragraph here. The original is a little lesser of a sentence, and it makes it more even clearer in this case. So everything may take numerous, actually countless possible ways, or characters, or faces, or shape, or any type of form. And among all those possible characters or forms, everything comes into place and comes into existence in a way that would be the wisest and the best way possible. And Ustad mentions this, as I understood from the paragraph, and then Ustad gives the example of the face of a human being. And that's actually very striking example. I mean, this is almost to the point, nobody can deny this. I mean, scientists or atheists may make claims about this and that, but this is so vivid, this is so striking example that is almost impossible. It's impossible. Anything is impossible in a way to, you know, attribute things to causes or randomness and things like that. But this is, the uniqueness is a so striking evidence of the existence of Allah that this is to the point it's almost impossible to deny. Just giving example, from the time of Adam alayhi salam to this day, there are billions of people on earth that have come and gone, and there are still billions of people on earth, and all of them all of them have different face, a unique face. This subhanallah, this is so amazing. How could this be possible? Not in any way one person to another is completely the same. There is always some sort of difference. Even the twins, right? The twins look very like each other, but even then they have some sort of difference. Their mothers and fathers or their loving ones can differentiate them. So Allah puts a uniqueness to their faces. It's not just the face, I guess Ustad also implies the character, their spirit, their habits, and all of them have a different type of personality. That's even another level of uniqueness to Allah's creation. It's so amazing. There is not any other way but to glorify Allah and to see His unicity, divine unicity, His ahadiyya in this, I guess. Please go ahead, Kulin Hocam.
Thank you. Bismillah. I think that we hear a lot about Tawheed, and we hear a lot, there's a kind of mantra, yes, God is one. People talk about the unity of the Creator and the oneness of the Creator, but it's never really opened up. It's never really unpacked in the way that Ustad unpacks it. And it's very important. I haven't seen any other scholar do this, actually, in the way that he does. And there are two very important things which come across. I don't want to go through, the proofs which are possible with Ahad and Wahid, how we come to the conclusion that Allah is Ahad and how we come to the conclusion that He is Wahid, because I think we all know how Ustad does this. But what is the significance of making this distinction between Ahad and Wahid, when for Allah, Allah is simply Allah, of course. These are perspectival issues. We see these things from different perspectives, and it's very important because with Wahid, coming to the conclusion that Allah is Wahid is important because this is an all-inclusive unity. There is nothing in creation that is created by anything except Allah. So, my face, your face, everyone's face, there are such similarities in these faces that it is very easy to come to the conclusion that their creator is one. Their creator is the same. The creator who created my face is the same creator who created your face, because look at the similarities, the number of eyes, the number of noses, number of ears, and this applies to everything. So this knocks on the head the notion that there are multiple creators. We know that the creator of this face is the same creator as the creator of that face. And you can extend that to all things. When we get to ahadiyya, uniqueness, this serves another very important purpose. Because if everything is unique, it shows that the creator is not a photocopy creator, is not a conveyor belt creator. The creator did not just start the ball rolling and then allow everything to carry on by itself. Ahadiyya, uniqueness, shows us that the creator is what I call a hands-on creator. The creator is not a constitutional monarch who has no power but is just a figurehead. The creator is at all moments the creator, a hands-on creator, and is active and creating at all moments. If we don't have this understanding of Ahad, it would be very easy to do what, unfortunately, a lot of people in other faith traditions have done, and that is they have postulated a creator who starts the creation off and then allows the creation to carry on basically self-sustaining and doesn't really have much to do with the day-to-day running of the creation. That means that creator is absent from the creation, basically. Our creator, our Allah, is not absent from the creation. At every moment, with every single created being, every atom, every snowflake, every flower, every face, every cat, every star, Allah is Hazir Nazir, you know. He is there, present, and overlooking and creating and nurturing and taking care of. And this is the importance of Ahadiyya. And actually, we see Ahadiyya, unicity, in snowflakes. At the moment, we have snow in our garden here, and there are billions of snowflakes. Every single snowflake, as far as we know, is different. You know, inductively, we come to the conclusion that all snowflakes are different. No one has ever found two snowflakes that are similar. And we know philosophically that there is no such thing as two identical beings. Even so-called identical twins are different. And this shows that Allah is present and in a creative mode with every single created being at every single moment. Thank you.
Inshallah. Thank you, Kulna Hocam. This is Ahadiyya. And when I, when I think about Ahadiyya, I think about my loving Ilah, right? My Rabb, and his Jamali names, his like beautiful names, and how he is close to me with his name like Rahim and Kareem, takes care of me. On the other hand, like when we hear Wahda, his oneness, like he's one creator of the universe, that's the glory part, right? He has dignity and Jalal. He rules the entire universe. But from a Hadiyya point of view, like being my creator, my Rabb, right? He's my loving Ilah. And as you said, hands-on creator, mashallah.
You made a point, Omar, last week or the week before about flowers. We were talking about flowers and how flowers are what, you know, people give to the people that they love. And Ustad Nursi was focusing on flowers, and in the Risale he focuses on flowers a lot. Stars and flowers, you know, things which are far away, things which are near. And you said that, you know, the whole of creation is like a love letter from your creator to you, and as though the whole of the creation is just for you. That is the Ahadiyya aspect that you were focusing on.
Yes.
And it's very important for us to be able to make a relationship with Allah, which is a relationship which is present, you know, which is present all the time and ongoing and continuous. And it's only through understanding Ahadiyya that we can do that.
So can we, when we look at the mirror, can we, from the same analogy, maybe we can say the same thing. Actually, when we look at our faces, it's another, just like the flower example, it's another creation of Allah that's specifically intended for us. So we are looking to ourselves that Allah meant specifically for us. That's our face. I don't know if I was able to make it clear.
Yeah,
but...
yeah, it's the same. I mean, that's you have a seal of unicity, you know. You have a Zakir Ahadiyya, and your face, your DNA, your blood, your fingerprints, your is it cornea or another part of the eye? I'm not sure. Which or retina or iris?
Retina,
I'm not sure.
yeah.
Is it retina?
Yeah.
They're all different. I'm not sure whether it's retina or not, but they can, you know, sometimes they use it as ID.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything is absolutely unique. Yeah.
And when you said unique, I am unique, and also the other part is that the things that are given to me, they are also unique, right? From also what Mustafa said here, like for example, in the Quran, like we see the Rab of Musa and Harun, for example, alayhim salam. So when my Rab, when my Ilah, when he gives me a flower, for example, or any other thing, that I eat, and he made me special in the universe as if he had like one project like me, right? He gave me such attention, his full power. He employed his infinite knowledge, infinite love, infinite power, infinite wisdom on me as if he has nothing else to worry about, right? Like, so to speak. And he created me like that. Also, the things that he gave to me, the flower, for example, he gave to me. For example, the things like the potato I ate, for example, he created that thing that I eat that he gave me as a gift. He also gave special attention to the things that he gave it to me. So, for example, imagine like someone gives you a gift and like he or she thinks about day and night about what kind of gift I can give and what kind of, like, even to the gift that he gave it to me, he gave so much special attention with his ahadiyah.
Yeah, it's a paradox, isn't it? Because I think we discussed it before. It's like saying, how can a mother love all of her children as though each one is their only child? She gives 100% of her love to each child, and people will say, well, actually, no. If she's got 3 children, then she can only give 33% to one and 33% to the other. It doesn't work like that, because the mystery of love, and I mean mystery there in the colloquial sense, this wonderful, amazing name, Wadud, love, is such that when a mother loves her child, or Rahma, Rahimiyya, she loves that child uniquely, and with all of her love, she loves that child. And she gives the same love to all her 3 children. So she gives 100% in each case. And, each way she loves is different. So,
And
yes, I mean, this is what Allah does all the time.
It's like the sun example, right? This, I guess, like in this case, love is like nurani, it's like luminous. The sun, when it reflects its light to a mirror, it reflects 100%, right? Not like the mirror is small, so I can give just 1%. The sun doesn't do that.
Yeah, it's a great example, Omar, great example. And what Ustad says is, this is possible for the sun because it's so distant. And he from that he says this is possible for Allah because he is so other than we are. It's Allah's otherness that allows him to be able to give all of his love to you at the same time as giving all of his love to the next person. So the sun is, subhanallah, the sun is an amazing, masal, an amazing example that we can use.
So just like the example that Colin Hocam, you were giving about the mother towards the love towards her children, the source of that love also comes from Allah. So all this unique and unsplitted, without it's in full amount love that are giving to all these 3 or 4, how many children she had, also coming from Allah, and the source goes back to him back again.
Yeah, because she's a mirror. Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Mirror,
so his undivided attention is reflected through her mirror, and if her mirror is clean, then that will just be deflected straight away onto the children. So yeah, it's important that you pointed that out, Mustafa.
Yeah.
Also this week, when I was teaching my students, we came to the conclusion, we talk about like mother's love, for example, it's like clean mirror, right? When we talk about Allah's love, our Rabb's love to us. And you know how, like, for example, we say, for example, if all human beings, all scientists, if they get together, they cannot, make an apple. Even they cannot make even the one cell of an apple. And just like that, in terms of love, for example, our mothers, they love us, our father, and the people love us. Your wife can, they love you. And there are hundreds of people that love you. But if all human beings, they get together and they love you, like, for example, we love our Prophet Muhammad, we love him, and people sacrifice their lives for him, billions of like Muslims. But if all human beings get together and they love you, like, so, like, they love you so much, they cannot come close to how your Rabb, your Ilah, from a Hadith point of view, he loves you, right? They cannot come close to how your Rabb loves you. Even his love, he's with the name Wadud, and from a Hadith point of view, it's unique, inshallah.
Yeah, because when we reflect, then clearly it's a reflection. It's like a shadow. And if you look at the shadow of your hand on the wall, it has some kind of resemblance to your hand, clearly. But you don't see the lines and the wrinkles and the blemishes and the color and all of these things. So it's your hand, but it's something completely different in a sense. So, this love that is filtered through us, through our mirror, it's Allah's love, but it's love which is filtered. And therefore it's not going to be how Allah actually loves. It's going to be dependent, it's going to be filtered, and it's going to be a manifestation of divine love. It's not going to be actually as Allah loves in and of himself. Yeah, it's right. You're right, I think.
This just reminded me of the age we are in today, the age of social media. People are so addicted to attention, constant attention.
Yeah.
People like to be liked from other people. They want to be appreciated. They want to be, they need constant attention. They check their, cell phones and see how many people liked what they posted, their pictures. So there is endless need for attention, for love,
Yeah.
in humankind, in mankind. And that's another evidence that Allah has this endless love towards us. So it's about how we see it. If we really understand and have the enough iman, let's say, to see that how Allah loves us all around us, with different evidences. It may be through our mothers, it may come through our spouses or our children. It's all, at the end of the day, it's another manifestation of love of Allah. It could be the flowers on your garden, it could be the sun on top of our heads, but it's all comes that there is a constant there's a limitless attention to us from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Maybe if we can appreciate it more, maybe we may feel that vacuum in ourselves, and we may not need that much attention from others.
Yeah, I mean, they always say there is a God-shaped hole in every human being, in every unbeliever. There is a God-shaped hole which has to be filled in some way. And so, God's love, people take love where they find it. And sometimes they find it in bad places, in wrong places. So, yeah, I mean, you're right to say that we all have this, ihtiyaj, this need, this ajz and this faqr. But if people don't admit their faqr, then they will really be faqir in a spiritual sense as well, because, actually to admit faqr is a strength and is a richness.
Yes.
That's the unfortunate thing, is to be faqir but not realize it.
Exactly.
MashaAllah, thank you, Mustafa Hocam. This is, I guess, in this age. Like, really the biggest need, as you said, right? Is, getting attention from people
Yes.
and value, feeling valuable. And this is actually the need, probably, that's definitely, it's in our nature, it's in our creation that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put. And if we try to satisfy it from other people, right, we will just be, we will get exhausted. And if you seek attention, you will not find attention from people, right? People, you'll find it weird and you will not satisfy it from people. Alhamdulillah, today on our topic, Hadiyah totally satisfies that need because you have such a creator. It's not like, Allah created 8 billion people and he takes care of all of them and he told everyone to pray and, talk to him. That's not the case. From a Hadiyah point of view, he has one-to-one relationship with me, right? He looks at me, he takes care of me, only me, not anyone else. From a Hadiyah point of view, 24/7, he just, takes care of me, my heart and my well-being, my spirit, right? Yani, he's always with me, not with anyone else from a Hadiyah point of view. And I will see him, yani, when I die, inshallah, and I will meet him. Not like, everyone has like, one mother, not like that. From a Hadiyah point of view, with one-to-one relationship, I have such a Rabb that's kind of like my relationship is different from other people. And I will see him, my Rabb, when I die, inshallah, and I'm looking forward to meet him because I have such a relationship that no one has. It's like a secret between me and my Rabb.
MashaAllah. That's beautiful. And this is what the poets wrote about, and this is why they're attacked for writing about these things, and describing it in terms of love, but you've done it splendidly, and there's no problem with that, to look upon Allah as a beloved. He is Mahbub al-Qulub, and he is Mahbub of your qalb in a unique way, and he is not Mahbub al-Qulub to other people in the way that he is to you.
Actually today is the day of Shebi Arus, so this is coincided with his as you just mentioned. Yeah. Rumi's Shebi Arus. Yeah, Mevlana Rumi, as Kulin Hocam mentioned. This is his day of Shebi Arus, the great wedding day.
Yes, well, there you go.
Yeah, and he united with his beloved. Let's from the Qadr point of view, I just want to mention that as well, to point it out.
In the first paragraph, do you mean?
Kind of. I just want to mention the events that happens in our lives.
Okay.
Yeah. So the people that enters into our lives, going back to the mother and children story, maybe it's similar to that. Every person that has some appreciation, so some closeness to us, that have some love towards us, they come into our lives, in our whole lifetime, and they are all sent by Allah. They are all different reflections of Allah, Allah's lovingness. So when we look at our whole life and all the people that we dear, all the people that we love, and all people that loves us, they all are, within a whole picture. If you look at our life, they are planned by Allah. They are sent by Allah, starting from our mother, from our birth. This bond that created by Allah between mother and the child, the baby, it's the source is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And moving forward, our father, our spouse, our brothers, our friends, anybody in our life are all sent by Allah. And he meant specifically those people to be in our lives. So maybe that might be another way of looking at Hadiyah from the point of view of Qadr.
Yeah, it's a powerful thought, isn't it? That, I mean, they say that everyone that you meet in your life is the teacher that you need, because you can learn something from them, and they're put there for a purpose, you know. So when you, like, I was listening just to what you were saying, and then you have been put there for me, you know.
Yeah.
For me to be able to get something from you in a way that no one else has. So in a sense, you were created for me, which again is an amazing thought. But we have to bear in mind that this is from the Ahadiyya perspective. When I look from the Wahadiyya perspective, then I was created for you, and therefore I have to serve you. And this is, you know, fana fil ukhuwa, you know. We have to bear in mind that, okay, I from a Ahadiyya perspective, I am on the stage, and everyone else on that stage is in my play, you know, in my drama, part of my drama, and they're just for me. But at the same time, I am on the stage as someone in someone else's drama, and I have to act accordingly. So, you know, the Sharia delineates the paths of how we act towards others. And we know that as believers, we are supposed to serve others. So from the Wahidiyya point of view and the Rahmaniyya point of view, we have to serve and make sure that the person whose drama we are, you know, gets what they need from us. Allahu Alam.
Yes.
MashaAllah, Kolnejam, and we and also Mustafa Jam, we are not pretending, right? Like everyone we meet, as Mustafa Jam, as you said, like our mother, our father, our siblings, and the people we meet thousands of people in our lives. And as Kolnejam said, you know, everyone we meet is a teacher sent to us. It's like a messenger sent to us. And we are not pretending. It's not just something that we are assuming. And that's what we should believe, right? From a Hadiyya point of view. It's only me that my Rabb created me, and I have kind of like free will from that point of view. And all the other people in the world right now, apart from me, they have no free will from a Hadiyya point of view.
Yes, and that's interesting. Yeah.
And in the Quran, you know, yesterday I was reading Astagfirullah, قُلْ لَن يُصِيبَنَا إِلَّا مَا كَتَبَ اللَّهُ لَنَا. Yani nothing, no one will harm me, no one will help me, benefit me, apart from what my Rabb, what my Creator, from a Hadiyya point of view, what He willed for me. So that point of view, it's as if they have no free will. They're all created for me. So of course, you know, the people, like, they did not choose to be in my life. My Rabb, from a Hadiyya point of view, He chose everyone I meet in my life. So from that point of view, I see everyone kind of like messenger to me, even though like I don't like their behavior or what they say. But even if they say from, you know, evil things or because they did something evil to me, but from a Hadiyya point of view, whatever they said, whatever they do, there is definitely something I need to learn from them. Just like, you know, the people needs to learn from messenger, and they should accept what they said. Everyone is sent to my life from my Rabb, from a Hadiyya point of view, and also from a Wahidiyya point of view, as Kulna Jam also mentioned. I am like them to other people too.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty amazing.
And it's very interesting also, Yana, from Wahidiyya point of view, when I, you know, whatever I do, has some purpose. Like 8 billion people, I affect like thousands of people in my life, positive or negative. But everything I do has a purpose. You know, even though like I do it like because of my evil nafs, like I follow my shaitan, and that's my fault, that's my mistake. I should seek forgiveness for that. But even like everything I do has a purpose. Allah, my Rabb, did not leave me alone. Everything I do has a purpose. I don't know what the purpose. I do it because of my evil intentions. I should always seek forgiveness for that, because what I do serves a purpose, but my intention is not that purpose. My intention is just I'm following my evil desires, or whatever I do, I should always seek forgiveness. But I should know that even everything I do serves a purpose. Just like Adam alayhi salam, when he ate from the forbidden, like he approached the tree, he did it because he failed to his desires. But even that action serves a purpose from Wahidiyya point of view.
Yeah, definitely.
So this is a riddle. It's like a mystery of qadar, right? It's almost very difficult to define or explain. But it's both our own actions, and we intend to do them, but it also serves a bigger plan that Allah puts in place.
Yeah, I mean, Ahad and Wahid runs through that as well. You can understand.
Yeah, you're right.
And actually, this is why I asked about the first paragraph, because there is a hint there to qadar, isn't there? There,
yeah,
because it's saying the possible directions that something could take at any particular moment in time is very, very numerous. And so we wonder, what's around the corner, and then suddenly something happens, and then it is again a reflection of ahadiyya within wahidiyya, within the borj of wahidiyya, and also the other way around. And it will be the wisest and most appropriate outcome because it has been planned and foreordained by Al-Qadir.
Yes.
These windows are incredible.
There is also a chapter in the 30th flash about Fardiyya.
Yes.
The name of Fard.
Yes. Is that where we have names like Hakam as well? And
yeah.
Adul
Hakem Quddus, Fardun
yes,
Hayyun
that's right.
Qayyumun.
Yeah.
So in this particular chapter, I don't know if Ömer brother would mention that, but I may read if you wish. That's related to this particular window. There is a paragraph in there about divine oneness related to man's face. It's very similar. If you'd like to.
Is it possible to put it on the screen as well? Or is it too much?
Can I share my screen? Yeah, I guess so.
You should, yeah. Yes.
So this is from the third stamp. So this stamp of divine oneness is on man's face. Indeed, is man's face one who does not hold in his gaze all the human beings who have come and will come from the time of Adam till the end of the world, and cannot place a distinguishing mark on each of their faces. Indeed, hundreds of distinguishing marks can have no part in respect of creation in the stamp of unity on the face of any single one of them. So giving the example of face and other distinguishing marks that every creation has, especially the mankind. This is all a part of the stamp of unity.
Is he saying, is he saying here that the only being who can create unique faces is the one who can create all faces?
Yes.
Because if you don't know what has gone before, then how do you know what you're creating now is unique?
Yes, exactly. You're right.
So again, Wahid and Ahad. Yeah.
And also when we talked about it, I remember one part, like for example, the artists, when they kind of like create like new, paintings, new faces and stuff, but they cannot come up with, 30 different faces and stuff. I'm sure you heard about it. When the designers design something, after a certain time, they start to do similar things. They cannot come up with new ideas.
I didn't know that. Where is this from, Omar?
This, I don't know, like we always talk about it, but the designers, and there's a term in English, I don't know, one of the brothers mentioned, look, they cannot come up with new designs. Like they can only do so much.
Right.
After a time. Like even a person, like for example, when he speaks, when he's professional in his field, after a certain time, he will start to imitate his previous works. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he shows that he has infinite knowledge, infinite ideas, right? He never made two faces he never imitated two faces. Like there are billions of people, they're all different. Even their fingerprints are different.
Exactly. In its the fingerprint is such a small area. I mean, and it's just lines, thin lines. You know, it's like a map. It's not a complicated line either. But subhanallah, Allah makes it so unique to everybody. It's, you know, mind-blowing, to be honest. I'm looking at my fingertip right now. It's amazing.
Yeah, it wasn't discovered until I think it was 100 years ago that, you know, they fingerprinting for the criminologists and police. They started using fingerprinting as ID to ID criminals. Because of that realization. And I think it's iris recognition, isn't it? It's the iris, which is the colored portion in the eye, that is also unique. And I'm sure that there are many, many other parts of our body and features which are also unique. Apparently, all voices are absolutely unique as well.
Exactly.
And other things I can't remember. It's but actually we know that every single thing in the universe is unique. It's obvious, you know, philosophically and theologically, it has to be like this.
Actually, I heard a story from one of the abis. Please correct me if you heard it the similar. One day, Ustad and one abi was together at the seashore or the lake shore, and they were looking at the stones. And Ustad said, you know, can you find exact identical stone to what I have in my hand? And then Abi said, I can't. And then he said, all the stones on this lakeshore or seashore are not, they're all different from each other.
Mashallah.
And you cannot find exact the same stone in any seashore, in a beach.
Oh yeah, or grains of sand as well.
Yeah.
The sand on a beach, you know, and there are infinite number, you know, billions upon billions. And no two are alike. This is just amazing. Even with, you know, even something with like six-sided symmetry, like a snowflake.
Yes.
How can there be billions of different designs?
Yeah.
It makes you go crazy just to think about it.
Exactly.
Mashallah.
And as I said, I also found, I shared it in the chat, you know, when an artist, a painter, for example, when he does like hundreds of paintings, he will start to imitate himself.
Oh, right. Okay. What's this called? Did you put it in the chat?
Yeah, occupational burnt out. It's like reduced professional efficiency after a certain time.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But Allah Ta'ala, he's been doing it for billions of years, as you said, in the stones, you know, non-living thing. They're all each unique, as if they're, they never look like each other, and they have uniqueness, even though the number is like 2 trillions.
Right. Okay.
So let me carry on with the paragraph and finish it up, if you will.
Yes, sorry.
No problem. Yes, the one who places that stamp on man's face must surely hold within his view and encompass with his knowledge all the members of the human race. For although the basic members of the human face resemble one another, each face possesses points of difference. All the members of the face, such as the eye and ear, resembling each other, forms a stamp of unity testifying that humankind's maker is one. Similarly, the many wise differences, unlike other species, distinguishing one from the other, so they are not confused, and to preserve the rights of all of them, are both subtle stamps of divine oneness, ahadiyya, and denote the maker of unity's will, choice, and volition. They show that the one who cannot create all men and animals, indeed the universe, cannot apply that stamp.
MashaAllah. You know, this things like this, and thank you for bringing that to our attention, Mustafa. And also thanks to Omar for allowing us to, for you to screen share so that everyone can see it. you know, he opens out this issue of Ahad and Wahid on so many occasions in the Risale. And again, I ask, which scholar in the modern period has done that?
So yeah, I don't know any.
I don't either. I don't.
Mm.
Actually, in the last 500 years, maybe, even maybe going back to Ghazali. I don't want to exaggerate too much though, because I just haven't seen it, you know. This amount of clarity and coherence and detail, and also the amount of work that he has done on this. It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Are you saying it on Ahadiyya, Colin Hocam?
Just opening up the issue of Tawheed, you know,
Oh, yeah.
because everyone talks about Tawheed. Yes, Allah is one, but I haven't seen anyone else talking to such an extent about the difference between Ahad and Wahid.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, we know that Ustad's theology is a theology of the names, you know. This is his, you know, special selling point, as they say, or unique selling point. And it's what we need. Because, you know, if you don't understand Ahad and Wahid, it would be very easy to believe that the creation is like a photocopy machine. And that is a tragedy if you believe that. It means that the creator for you is not continuously creating. He's like an absentee landlord. You know, maybe occasionally he will intervene and do something out of the ordinary. This is not the God that we believe in.
Mm.
This is why it's very important, and I think Ustad realized this. This is why it's very important to be able to unpack the differences and the nuance between Ahad and Wahid. And once you do it, it really is a paradigm changing thing, because it completely changes your perspective. And again, like many other Nursian tropes, you know, like Ahad and like Rahman and Rahim, like Manai Esmi, Manai Harfi, his understanding of Ana, all of these are paradigm shifting issues. I don't know why I'm saying this. I'm digressing. Sorry. Go back to the.
But from the importance of Ahadiyya, unfortunately,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think this should be, I believe, like should be the first thing we should tell people when we tell them about Allah and their Creator, because, like, for example, if I, for example, talk about the richest person on earth right now, like let's say, like I'm talking about Elon Musk for half an hour, and no one would care, right? Like how rich he is, how powerful he is. Like let's say, like a person like who's the richest person, and he knows this art, and he also knows how to sing, and he knows also how to cook, and he's so rich. He's also very good at politics and stuff. And if I talk about it, no one will care, right?
No, I wouldn't care.
Why would I care? Like I have no relation with him, right? But what does Ustad says? Belief is relation, right? And that, but if I tell you, that Elon Musk, the person that I'm talking about, he loves you, right? And he really, he's really interested in you, and he wants to meet you, right? But if I tell you that, people will start to become interested in who am I talking about?
Yeah.
People will be interested. And unfortunately, like when we talk about Allah, and he's so rich and he's so powerful and he's everywhere, he controls everything, all the atoms, and we prove all the things about Allah, people are not interested, right? It's as if like we're just talking about someone who, like, in Allah, why would he care about me? Like he created everything. But if we, inshallah, tell them about Ahadiyya, right, that the one I'm talking about has a special interest in you. He
Yeah.
loves you passionately, right? He's interested in you day and night. He thinks about you, right? And that's, as Mustafa Hocam said, this is the biggest need of human beings, the interest. And in Ahadiyya, as you said, in Risale-i Nur proves that, alhamdulillah. And from that, inshallah, everyone, it's a window, inshallah, if we can open, to reach Allah and to see our Rabb and have a special relationship that we had never before, inshallah, in our lives.
That's a really wonderful analogy. You know, you first talking about the Because if there were an individual like this, as he's talking about Elon Musk and other people like this, if you described Elon Musk or someone else in that way, within that framework, people would be. If you said he does everything he does just for you, like he created his whole. I don't know what Elon Musk does. He's got, is it space things to do with space? If you said he's created his business just for you,
Yeah.
you would be saying, well, give me his number. Where does he live? Give me his email. I want to go and meet him now. I want to go now. If you say to someone, Allah has created the universe just for you, which he has. From the Ahadiyya perspective, you've already shown us, Omar, how this is possible. Then why are we not saying, well, I want to be with him. I want to talk to him all day, I just want to sit and think about him all day,
Inshallah. Sometimes we feel shy, like when the hadith,
yes, I was in my mind. Yes, exactly that.
But actually, from a hadith point of view, right, the universe is created for me, and all the people are created for me. All the people are designed for me. The harm and benefit that I get from people, all designed and planned by my Rabb. So forget about the universe. Even the people who have free will, they are designed. Their free will is designed for me, right?
SubhanAllah. You have to be careful though, because when I've said things like that, some people have been a little bit upset because they're saying, well, does that make you arrogant? Then you have to say, well, actually, this is only half of the story. It's only half of the story. The other half is that it's exactly the same for you. And I am just a person in your drama, in your life, and I have no free will from that perspective. I am just what do they call a character in your play, in your film, in your drama. Yeah, go on.
And it should make us more cautious, right? And before that, I was like, for example, there are 8 billion people, and why would Allah care about what I do and what I say? But now, like, all the people are controlled by my Rabb from a Hadiyah point of view, and I am the only one. And my Rabb watches over me, and he actually lovingly, right? Not like a guardian. He watches me, and I'm special to him. So everything I do matters for him, and I'm more willing to please him and do things that please him. And the arrogance is the worst thing you can do, right? So you should do, and the one who has the least arrogance is who? Our Prophet Muhammad والسلام, right? And what made him superior over everyone.
And he knew this hadith that you just read it was for him. Overtly it was for him. But of course, it also applies to all of us.
Yes. Mashallah.
I guess the Wahhabis are not able to grasp this Ahadiyya point of view. They don't have enough understanding. They tend to, say that it's a forged hadith. Wahhabis, the Saudi.
Right, I see. Right, okay. Well, it's the same as the Kuntu Kanzan Makhfiyan. Some people deny this as well.
Yeah, exactly. They don't grasp the truth. That's why they tend to, I guess, incline towards declining it, not accepting it.
But the thing is, if you do decline it, that means you can't have a personal relationship with God. Because God is, if you don't understand Ahad in this way, then there is no, in the way that you've been describing it, the way that Omar has been describing it, then you can't have a personal relationship. Allah will be someone who is only understood from the position of Tanzih. And again, that's only half the story. He will be someone distant, unknowable. And, how can I get in touch with Allah? He's so far away. He's so other. His alterity and otherness are such that I can never, ever enter into a relationship with him.
Yeah.
I can't speak his language. Why would he look at me? when he has prophets to deal with. And then you get into this, then Allah becomes reduced, you know, becomes reduced to just some very powerful monarch. No. The way that Ustad has shown us how to understand Ahad and Wahid allows us to have a relationship, the same kind of deeper, much deeper actually, that you have with your mother or your father, mother and father combined, of course. And your relationship with your mother and father doesn't detract from your brother's or your sister's relationship with your mother and father. I have a relationship with all three of my children, and the relationship that I have with my eldest child, it doesn't stop me from having that exactly the same kind of depth of relationship with my middle child and my smallest child. So we, because we reflect Allah's names, so we know that this is the case for him, because we it's experiential. We experience this. So if those people, they don't, as Mustafa was saying, they don't understand this, this ahadiyya, wahidiyya, and I can have Allah's full attention. We know that this is exactly the case because it's reflected in us, and when we have children and when we get married, and that's one of the important things in life, is to get married and to have children so that we can understand these things, better. Now I've said that, people will be criticizing and saying, well, Said Nursi didn't get married and all of these things, which sometimes they do. But again, that's it's an irrelevancy. So yes, we can't have that depth and profundity of a relationship if the ahadiyya and wahidiyya is not as Ustad is describing. Sorry, there's a question about, and I can't answer it, and I'm hoping that you guys can. What's the difference between ahad, wahid, and fard? So fard, we know, is one of Allah's names. Also, witr is one of Allah's names. Do you know, Omar or Mustafa?
I just posted. I saw the message and I just went back to the text, the 30th flash, and in the beginning of that flash, Ustad puts the note, and I just posted it there. It says, single, divine name of single, which is a greatest name comprising the names of one and unique. So
I didn't see this. Where is? Oh, right. Okay. Oh, yes, it's in the chat. Right. Okay. Thank you.
So I understand it's that comprise both of them.
Right.
So also we the third individual, the one who has no equal or likeness in his entity and attributes. This is one of the most tremendous and greatest names that comprises the names Al-Wahid, the one, and Al-Ahad, the singular.
Yeah, if you think about it, that your character, Omar, and your character, Mustafa, and my character are all aspects of the divine character. My character seems to be, understandable and maybe fathomable, but to say Allah's character is absolutely unique. I'm not saying it's a combination of all characters, but the fact is, we can't talk about his character in the way that we can talk about our character. But his character is absolutely, it has to be a combination of all those other names, witr and ahad and wahid. Yeah, I mean, completely unlike anything else, but also a combination.
And maybe if you want to go further, this is a kind of interesting topic. In following weeks, me might read Ismi Fard one time at one point.
Harun who has been strangely silent, I have to say. He's put something now in the chat. Identity, yes. He says, I'm not a bag of atoms or cells. because of Fardia, I have an identity, a unique identity. That's great. Yeah, that's helpful.
ما شاء الله. Alhamdulillah, كل نجم مصطفى جامد. We opened another window. Next winter retreat in Maryland. Inshallah, we will have like every single day. Inshallah, we will have a discussion like this. And
That's good.
we will have it for 7 days. And Kol Najam will join us, inshallah, in 4 days.
4 days, inshallah. I won't be here on the Sunday or the Monday, but inshallah, I look forward to it. I look forward to hearing everyone's understandings and learning a lot, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you very much, and everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And Mustafa, thank you as well. And everyone else who's contributed to the chat. I wish we could get all of these the chat contributions in a separate file somewhere, like a Word file. Maybe someone should think of that, inshallah.
Inshallah. Inshallah. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة. السلام عليكم. Inshallah. See you next week.
عليكم السلام.